Hello, and welcome to The Take, brought to you by Monster Energy Drink. Now, The Take is not actually brought to you by Monster Energy Drink. I just want the people at Monster to see what will happen if they don't sponsor us.
Ooh. It's kind of like our Lunchable thing from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hernando Zimboom from The Take. I really enjoy Lunchables, and you should too.
We are accepting sponsorships
Anytime.
for our fantastic YouTube program. It's not targeted at children. No kids allowed here.
Intended for mature audiences only.
Only mature audiences, only people
18 and up.
If you don't know what the other person's genitals feel like, this is not a show for you. If you're a child, go play a Pokemon.
Or go just watch The Iron Giant. Don't watch us reviewing The Iron Giant. Go watch it.
It's a good movie. Watch that.
Trying to keep it as PC as possible, but not too PC that children can watch.
Yes, because in Spanish, we don't want PC to mean poor children, which means for children.
Kill yourself, Horatiu. Theme song! Welcome back to The Take. As was alluded in the intro, we're reviewing the 1999 animated film, The Iron Giant, directed by Brad Bird. It is starring Vin Diesel as the Iron Giant, Eli Marienthal, I'm saying that wrong, Jennifer Aniston, Harry Connick Jr., and Christopher McDonald.
Wow. And I'd like to point out, this is the first animated movie that we are reviewing on The Take. So this is a milestone for us. We got there. 4 seasons.
Only took us, a decision.
52 episodes later, and we're finally reviewing a children's animated film.
Here's a quick synopsis from my brain. An asteroid falls from the sky.
Not an asteroid.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
And that kid finds him, and they become friends, and they hide from the government. I think that's a good enough analogy of what the movie is in elevator pitch form.
Sure. That'll do it. Set in the 1950s.
You choose who you want to be, all those tropes of friendship and camaraderie and art. And why don't we show you guys a clip?
You can't go stomping around, and you can't come with me. My mom will wig out. That's right. So you have got to stay in the forest, and I'll bring you some food tomorrow. But I gotta go home now. So, goodbye. Wait a minute, what do you think you're doing? Look at this mess. Oh no. Put it back! Put it back right now! Help me! I need your help! Good, good! Okay, put them together. See, like this. There's one here, that one there. Okay, over, good, good. Now the other. Okay, good enough. Let's go. What's the... That's fine. Leave it alone. The train is coming. The train is coming. Come on, let's go. Look, I changed my mind. You can't follow me home, okay? Let's go.
What fantastic clip that was chosen because of its merit of being a clip.
Very generic
Yes.
clip, like your generic energy drink.
Yes. Iron Giant, boys.
Yeah.
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 Great film.
It's okay.
Wow.
Really?
I thought it was okay.
Right.
What are your guys' main first impressions?
Okay. Do we have time limit, or is this just open now? Are you making us do that?
So we'll forget what Horacio was saying.
Hold
Connick.
on. Shut the up, intern.
Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna-
we didn't even introduce the intern. First time on
Yeah.
set, on the couch, Austin, the Mailfern intern.
He's our intern. That's why
Yes.
we can say rude things to him like, shut the up.
We're watching a children's movie, okay? So I
Because-
figured it'd be nice to bring in the child for this one, and
Yes.
here I am.
What'd you think of the movie? 15 seconds, Horacio, go.
I thought the movie was very cool. I really like the animation style, and it's very nostalgic watching it again. It's Disney, but not Disney. And I thought that the story was succinct. I thought that the voice acting was great. The colors. Time!
Jesus
knew it
Christ.
was
Do I got to go through that?
Probably.
Yeah, if you don't do it in 15 seconds, go.
Okay, so yeah, I thought it was a really cool movie. Voice actors were awesome, as Horacio said. This movie, for being a child's movie, had a lot of deep life lessons in it that were really cool and kind of tie into what Brad Bird has done throughout his career, and I think that's going to be it for me.
Got real close.
Wow. 13.9. Whoa, hey.
Sorry, that came deep place.
we brought you into this set. We can take you out of
4
this
seasons,
set.
and I've been waiting to do that for so long.
I just want to like slice your guts and then pull out your intestines and then Jeffrey Epstein you with them. I thought it was okay.
Wow, just okay.
Just okay. Like,
Really?
I don't know what you're talking about, Disney, but not Disney. Elaborate on that.
Well, I just really like the animation style. So, like, nowadays, there's so many animated movies out there that are like the 3D rendering CGI type things, like Secret Life of Pets, Monsters, Inc., all the Pixar movies of late. But, like, even now, like, things are hyper realistic, yet, like, not. And I just really appreciate seeing something from a long time ago, like, that had actual art. I do think that, you know, things like Atlantis, Treasure Planet, you know,
Yes.
those movies are like bread and butter of my childhood, and I really loved watching those, and this is just one of the great additions to that.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, but it was a long time
It
ago
was-
for, I mean, 20 years.
20
Yeah,
years?
20 years. That's almost as long as I've been alive.
That's
and
very true.
I'm a full-grown boy now. No, when I was watching this movie when it first came out, I was a Hogarth. So myself, I was able to connect with Hogarth in a way I feel like many other viewers couldn't, because I was a child and all I wanted was a big-ass robot to fix all my problems.
We were both 10 and 11 when this came out as well. So, I mean, you know, like we were
Yeah.
also children
Right.
when
Yeah.
it came out.
And
most of the adult viewers were also children when it came out.
I've done a lot in 20 years. I've seen a lot.
He has a
I
beard.
didn't- I have a beard. I didn't look like this as a child. These eyes have seen a lot of pain
Drugs,
and
suffering.
And a lot of animation that didn't make it to modern day. A lot of the things that you just mentioned, those movies, no one talks about them.
No.
This, however, still on a classic list for a lot of people.
a lot of
As it should be.
And I think it's because it feels familiar, but it's also kind of new at the same time.
Absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of that goes to the time setting, the visuals that it uses. It's a very 50s nostalgia, nice and comfy, but at the
Right.
same time, there's that overlooming sense of danger and doom because we're opened with the nuclear kind of educational video.
Yes.
Every time you see a headline on a newspaper, it's not a good one.
If
you
you're
got
paying
the-
attention, because I didn't pay attention, so this is news to me. Get it?
Yeah.
Newspaper, news to me. I think the one thing that also puts this up there on a classic list is very much what the intern was saying, that like
You know, I have a name.
you're
Intern.
you're the intern.
Oh, that's right.
So I think that what he was saying bears merit because this is a very relatable type of movie. You know, everyone, like you were saying, every one of us was a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, whatever Hogarth is, kid that wanted a giant friend robot that you could fly around with, that could put you in a car and spin you around, and that you kind of, it's like he's a giant puppy, but like has way more capabilities than a puppy. And I think that's why it remains on a lot of people's classics, and things like Atlantis, things like Treasure Planet do get lost because they're more fantastical and less relatable. Obviously, a giant robot is not relatable because like that doesn't exist yet. But that I think that this story just kind of speaks to the, strums at the heartstrings right here. That's not my nipple. I'm not tweaking my nipple.
Dude, don't
It's my
touch your nipple
heartstrings.
on set.
It's my heartstrings.
Let's talk about paranoia, boys.
Yes.
Yes.
Fear of the unknown.
Right.
Because that is rife throughout this movie.
It is. Yes. And I think the setting is the biggest part of it, right?
Yeah. So the whole entire setting of this film takes place in 1957. So this is at about the peak of, the Cold War.
I thought it was interesting that this movie was a very it was a children's movie, but had a lot of adult overtones that when we were 9 and 10, when we saw this, I did not know about the Cold War. I did not know about the fear of nuclear holocaust. I did not know any of that.
How did you not know about nukes when you were...
I'm sure I knew about nukes because of video games, but I didn't really know about the Cold War and what an impact it had on American society until I started learning it in junior high and high school. So I think that it's funny that this movie on the surface has a veneer of it's a kid who finds a robot and they're trying to kill the robot just because they're scared of it. But if you watch it as an adult, it's kind of a social commentary on the age. It makes fun of, like you were saying, duck and cover routines from nukes. It makes fun of the American government, and how paranoid they were. And I don't know, it was just a really cool, I think, social commentary on, veiled as a children's movie on the era of the Cold War.
Do you think that's partially because at the time our parents had to watch the movie with us? There wasn't a YouTube that you could throw the kid in front of.
Yeah, not like a Netflix or streaming services that you could just do that.
Yeah, I think that one way that kids' movies become very successful is that they can play to the kids and to the adults as well. And I think that that's also something that Brad Bird has in his other films that he's made, Ratatouille, Incredibles. They both have...
I did not know that.
They have bigger underlying messages for adult audiences as well.
Yeah, and this was his directorial debut.
Was it really?
It was.
Wow.
Speaking of that, there is one decision that Brad Bird made that I love, and that he stopped studio meddling from adding in a side stick kind of animal character, or turning the Iron Giant into more of a cartoony kind of slapstick character.
Right.
Those things were things that Warner Brothers wanted to add in constantly into the movie to make it more of a kid's movie.
I wonder if the squirrel from the start of the film was supposed to be that character and then he got axed, but they still gave him a cameo.
Probably.
Yeah.
Think so?
That was Brad Bird's commentary at the production house. Here, he's in there, but fuck you.
And with that gesture, we're gonna take a break.
Fuck you, children viewers.
Welcome back to The Take. During the break, we were discussing how Dean was most definitely a pothead, and then the intern over here declared that he was a kid diddler.
Kid diddler.
And now I'm gonna make him justify him calling this really cool beatnik guy a diddler.
He's a kid diddler.
Justify yourself.
All right, so...
All right, so let's talk about
from the point.
the other adult themes in this. What did you learn, intern? What did you learn as a child from this film? What you mentioned him in your 15-second pitch. You said here it teaches you how to be an adult.
Yeah, enlighten us.
Enlighten us.
So I think the biggest thing
basically, it was like when he was telling the giant that he
It was
didn't.
like you choose what to be.
Yeah,
you
don't be
you
a
make
gun.
your
You
own
don't have to.
I'm cool.
I choke people. Don't take my bit.
I think that
choke
one
people.
of the greatest lessons that this movie tries to teach is that you decide what you want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was what I
No
was gonna
matter
say.
how you were made. And this message just is perfect for 2019 and for the foreseeable future because you can't help how you were born, on the surface, but you can help what you do with the things that you have been given and the things that you were made with. That is also why people remember this so fondly, because it does teach, while other movies tried to teach that was the core of this film was literally you don't have to be a gun and kill people, giant.
Don't.
You just have to be yourself.
Giant, be the guy.
when Hogarth was looking through the comic books and he has to tell the Iron Giant, like, no, this is the bad guy. You want to be like Superman. Superman's the good guy. And then, yes, at the very end, you see him taking the nuke away, and he goes, Superman. And then
He chose.
and he blows up.
He makes his choice.
He
So
chose who
he
he wanted
chose
to
to
be.
be Superman.
Agreed. Who wouldn't?
He's way cooler than Batman.
God damn it!
Do you think the reason that this fell off the radar for so many people in our demographic, not yours, is because 99 was kind of a transition in cinema for everybody?
Explain yourself.
Well, we were children, but that year, Episode 1 came out. The Matrix came out.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of live action, kind of more adult things came out
That were very CGI heavy.
but also like appealed to people our age.
Yeah.
And it was definitely more of the grown-up choice, whereas, you know, when you're 11, 12, things like the Iron Giant, oh, it's for kids movie, I want to look cool.
Yeah, I think that's a valid argument to say. I think it did fall off the radar for some people, and I think the younger generation, you're what, 22?
Yeah, so when this movie originally came out, I was just 2 years old, but we had this on VHS, and I watched this at least 100 times. This is one of the few VHS tapes I had, along with like Toy Story and
Yeah.
other,
See, that's
other
things
class,
that
Finding Nemo.
Fell into that category
Yeah.
of being a kids movie, whereas, and then the rest of us were just like, oh, I want more Matrix and
Yeah.
more Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah, give me more stuff that's explosions and real life things. You know, I agree. I do see what you're saying, and while I still can harken back to my Iron Giant days, I definitely didn't watch this as many times as you, or often really. I think it was like 1 or 2 viewing for me.
Yeah, I think I saw it in the theaters once.
I never saw it in the theaters. My parents are foreign; they didn't take me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was very young, and I had nothing else better to do with my time, so I just kept popping it in, rewind, play, rewind, play.
I remembered the parents having a bigger role.
Okay.
I don't know, I just remembered like the parents being around more.
What a tough go at it. Annie Hughes, a single mom in the 1950s, but she owns a farm somehow and is a diner lady. I don't know. I don't think that's realistic, but good on her, I guess.
Good on
What does
Dean.
she do on the side?
Alimony.
Dean?
Dean.
Good on Dean for getting it in.
Well, also, and Dean's another guy. Like, what? He just owns a junkyard and makes art? He's just an artist and he's able to survive and buy
50s,
espresso?
man. 50s.
Yeah, I guess.
You didn't have to worry about anything. We were like the superpower.
Yeah, America.
There is one thing we'll talk about that a lot of people on the internet are not gonna like, and they're gonna see this movie after I say this, and they're gonna be like, not a single person of color in that movie.
Wow, that's true. That's true, but it was 1950s.
1950s
in
Maine.
Yes.
1950s Maine. So if you're a person who gets mad about diversity or lack thereof, you'll get fucking furious at this movie.
It's a period piece, though, because I think that a lot.
Those are the worst for those kinds of people. Those kinds of people. You can't fire me
What
from
do you
my own
mean,
show.
you people?
Maybe I'm thinking of something that isn't real, but I swear I saw they showed the Iron Giants taking over other worlds.
That's very possible. There's 2 versions of this movie. There's an extended cut and a theatrical cut. I watched the theatrical.
Same. Whatever's on Google Play.
Given that his transformation towards the end is fucking dope as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that he's definitely a world destroyer.
Right, and there was in this deleted scene or whatever, extended release scene, actually when he starts having like those like red eyes and flashbacks, he has a flashback of him as part of an army of Iron Giants just decimating whatever planet they're on. And in my opinion, I think the very end of this, after he was hit with a nuke, you know how he lost his memory at the beginning? When he was hit with a nuke, I bet you that reset his memory, and when he assembles,
Game over?
Iron Giant 2 is the destruction of Earth. The absolute annihilation.
If you want some good 50s themed sci-fi, the last little bit of this movie is...
Yeah, epic. Very cool. Very cool animations, transformations, the robot being a robot and with all the death rays and like the Dr. Octopus appendages on his back. Like that was really cool. Like him going ham against the army was pretty cool for an animated film.
For a children's film that's not for children.
Absolutely, not for children.
You hear that, Kappa? Not for children.
Yes, like this show is not for children.
I'm here.
All right, boys, what are you going to give this out of how many whatever?
Just stop talking over Matt. He's the host, intern.
I just wanted to know how many whatevers there were to possibly give.
Please.
What are you going to give this out of how many whatevers?
He's doing it again. Shut your fucking mouth. Keep it shut.
Okay, this part of the show,
This is
intern, this part of the show hasn't changed at all. From the first episode until now. Everything else here has changed except for this part.
You know what? Maybe this is why you're failing. Maybe this is why you got a goddamn bullshit award. You can't get anything that matters.
No.
All right, how many are you gonna give this out of how many whatevers?
Me?
But somebody.
I think this movie was fantastic. Nostalgia, everything. Strumming the heartstrings. I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5. I'm gonna take it. Iron Giants.
I think I'm gonna have to give this 4 out of 5 broken Hogarth guns.
BB guns?
Yeah. Was it a BB gun or was it like a 22? I don't know.
I am going to give this 3 out of 5 Annie Hugheses. It's okay. It's entertainable. It's enjoyable. I think a lot of like the merit that it has kind of disappears as you get older. For me, at least.
Okay.
But I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I was just like, yeah.
Fair assumption.
It's a good
Fair
movie.
rating.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we've got activities.
Ooh, I don't like the sound of activities.
Welcome back to our wonderful television show here called The Take. We have a challenge before we get into our Mailferns.
Spooky.
And to keep things, in line with the movie, we got this thing of Legos here in our challenge chest. And build me a fucking robot.
Man, I didn't have Legos.
Together, or are we building different?
2 different robots.
2 different robots?
Okay.
And I will pick the best robot.
Do we have a time limit?
Go. Well, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop building!
Okay, all right. Damn.
Thank you for your time and cooperation. You guys got there for me. Show me your robots.
What the is
Show us
that?
your robots.
This is a really strange robot. Its name is Robot Number 1. It has 1 wheel, a couple of arms. This is its little head. It's kind of like a Star Wars drone a little bit, like the from Revenge of or Attack of the Clones. Nope. And it just rolls.
What's yours backstory? I don't want to know its name. I want to know its backstory.
This robot was birthed from another robot, the first live birth robot ever to actually happen. And I don't know, it actually looks like something, right? And because it's twice as cool as Horacio's, it has 2 wheels, not 1. 2 wheels for the price of 1. Anyways.
Do they work?
Those work. Those are working wheels.
Mine works too, okay. Droid number 1!
So continue with your...
Oh, my baby! My baby!
Hold him back, hold him back. Get a shot!
This isn't how this works.
Okay.
I tell you what to do, and you do it. And
Dan was nicer.
there,
He just makes
just
us.
because you said that, no winner. No winner for this challenge, and I'll do it.
Please don't.
I'll do it.
Please don't.
I'll
We
do
can't
it.
vacuum this up.
I'll do it.
Don't do it. We can't vacuum it up. Don't do it. We have paper. You can do it with the paper. Oh, wow, you listened. Oh, thank God. I said, no! You son of a bitch! God damn it!
Don't step on those. Doesn't
All right.
matter.
Well, feels like it's time for...
Mailfern. Mailfern. Mailfern.
Cool.
All right, Mailfern it is. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Okay, we have for The Patriotic. That's clearly for Matt. And then we have The Red Scare. Very apropos, probably for me. We have the all play.
That goes
It's
over
for
here.
America. Yeah, you can take the all play. And then Spudnik. That's clearly.
Spudnik.
He is a spud.
Yeah, this is me.
A potato Nick.
Potato Nick.
Okay. Looks like Matt's going. He's not even. He never lets the new person go first.
That's fine.
All right. United 93, was it too soon? Paul Greengrass, director of United 93. No. It's been a while. It's been a little bit of time.
What does that mean?
It means, that airplane on 9/11 that didn't hit a building but went down in the field. Was it too soon to make a movie about that? Probably not. It's probably never too soon to have, a thing about 9/11. It's a very important topic that everybody should know everything about. Horatiu.
Go ahead. You first. I'll let you go before me because.
He dictates the show. He said you next.
Now you're on his side?
I was never on your side.
You pieces of shit. Oh, God. Every day, the internet is getting more obnoxious and crowded with useless opinions. Do you lose sleep at night knowing that you are contributing to this toxic community? Instead of giving your take, why don't you just take a seat? From Daniel Gordon. Wow. Okay, Dan. Screw you, buddy. No. And now the next time you're in town, you're not welcome on our set.
Yeah, go find another couch to sit on.
Exactly. Sit and spin, buddy.
When you go to the movies and buy popcorn, how do you urinate? Do you leave your popcorn in the theater unattended or balance it on the urinal?
Oh,
Where's that from?
From Sam Hirsch,
Oh, the other intern.
the other intern.
that's a good question. What do you do?
That is a good question. Now see,
Matt, are you having an existential crisis?
if I was watching a movie with these assholes, I would probably bring my popcorn with me because I feel like the idea of possibly getting piss in my popcorn is a lot less ruthless than what these guys would do to my
You would do
popcorn while
nothing
I'm
to your
not there.
We would eat your popcorn.
So I'm pissing with my popcorn, yeah.
He's
yeah.
pissing with the popcorn.
He's probably also the guy that like talks while he's taking a shit.
Probably also.
I hate when people talk at all during the movie, Horatiu.
You guys.
I talk during
Sam,
the
why
movie
would
because
you
I
ask
add
that?
a lot of.
You add jack shit to a movie.
Every time I talk to anybody next in a movie, they laugh. So I'm just.
I know. Every time you talk to me during a movie, I go.
I've stopped. You know.
I know,
because
because you're a smart man.
Yeah, because Matt scares me.
You guys had the option of having eyes on your
There
robots
were eyes
the whole
in there.
fucking time, and you
Damn
guys
it.
just blew it.
Ha! Oh, all right. What?
I got your back, dude.
You're going. What? You got my back by making me clean more?
He threw.
You son of a bitch.
Threw that at you, so in turn, I had to throw that at him.
In turn.
It was my patriotic duty.
Get it? Intern. All play time. All right, this episode will be airing in 2020. It's the start of a new decade and a time for quiet contemplation. What movie will be remembered as the cultural touchstone of the past decade? Please take 1 minute of silent prayer to reflect before answering. From The Feminist.
Shrek, that's it. Be sure to like and subscribe, everybody. It's been a great, great episode. You can follow us on Gmail. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of that stuff, but don't share it with children.
Don't.
This is an adult-oriented show.
It's not for your kids.
This is my
Okay.
swamp.
It's our swamp. Get the f*** out.
It's a cesspool for sure.
That would have
Get his arms. I'm taking his shoe. I'm taking his shoe.
Let's go. Let's get him out of here. Let's go.
This way.
Save me, Hogarth!